Step right up. Step right up. Come one, come all. Join the circus. Come, my friends. 'Tis not too late to seek a new world. Push off and, sitting well in order, smite the sounding furrows, for my purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset and the baths of all the western stars until I die. Welcome. Welcome, traveler. What's wrong? You seem overwhelmed. Do you seek refuge from the circus? Then refuge you shall have. Sit. Hushed tones. They have, all of them, excellent hearing. They're not allowed to hear your answers, but they can hear your questions, which, in some ways, this is worse. Trapped. You're not trapped. You could leave at any time. You just have to find the exit. I'm not trapped either. I found my exit a long time ago. It doesn't really matter because everyone's exit is different. By the time it's revealed to itself, you might find that you don't want to leave. You have all the time you need. Time passes differently here. Yes. It is confusing, but it's not harmful. No harm can come of you here, especially with the way that time can pass. So if you come, you must hear. You must find yourself here to have your fortune read. What questions would you like to ask? My special tarot cards, my carnival tarot cards. The Midnight Circus, the shows. Have you seen them? Yes. The star. The stars are different here. Have you looked at the sky and saw them? The shapes, the twinklings. Yes. So we shall dispense with this card. And also the sun. It seems to rise here. So we should dispense with this all as well. They are always the major arcana. Well, perhaps once not. But almost always the major arcana, and they're almost always the right way up. Again, sometimes not. I don't remember. But let us see what they have in store for you. The Hanged Man. A change of perspective. It seems at first like a disturbing card to see a man hanging upside down, but if you look closely, he is so loosely held by the rope. He could escape at any time he wants. And the leg is crossed in a stand of relaxation. It suggests that he wishes to be in this position, to see the world from a new perspective, and presumably that's why you're here, to see the world from a new perspective. In fact, it's critical. I wonder what new perspectives will come to you. Let's find out. The moon. Deception. Of course, everything in the circus is deception. But this means something deeper. Illusion, anxiety. It tells us to take nothing for granted. Your image here is linked to your subconscious. And so you must be very in tune with it to understand what's happening in here and your understanding of the environment itself. Everybody's brought here for a reason. And it's something to do with their subconscious. I've never been able to crack the code of why I'm here, of why anyone's here. But I know it comes down to this. That is the root of the question. And this is why you must take a different perspective. The moon. The magician. Mastery. Tools. perfect alchemy. We can see the magician has all of the tools that he requires to his fingertips. The wand, the sword, the cups, and the pentacle. The physical world, the emotional world, the spiritual world. All within his grasp. He points to the sky to show that he has a lofty understanding and is in communication with the heavens. Inspiration, divine inspiration. But his other hand points to the ground to show that he is rooted and understands earthly matters. Fire, earth, water, and air. All four symbols are shown within the card. All the resources that you require to manifest your desires. But what is it you desire? Some desire to return. Some just fade away. Some wish to stay. Let us see if there is anything more revealing here. The Fool. The Fool represents a journey. We can see here he has sustenance for his journey, setting off hopefully. A little white, loyal dog by his side, showing purity. There are mountains in his path. But he's not thinking of those. He's thinking of the journey ahead, optimism. But this appears in the middle of your reading. It's more to do with the planning of a journey, or an idea, or perhaps a transformation. A journey with a positive end. Well, let us see. Let us see what else we have here. Judgment. Now the question arises, will you be judged? Or will you do the judging? The longer someone stays here, the more cloudy the mind becomes. Subconscious and conscious mingle together in a confusing way. Your judgment will become impaired unless you decide on a course of action soon. But you have everything you need to make those decisions. A very auspicious continuation. What else do we have? The Hermit. reflection. Don't be distracted or dazzled by the lights around you and the entertainments. Try not to play the games, because you can never win. They're all rigged. Find yourself a place of reflection, so you may think upon the decision you have to make. Think. Remember who you are and what you're capable of. Because in this realm, you can manifest it 1,000-fold. If you desire to do so. Well, there are many tents that are empty, waiting for those to come and claim them. Waiting to be filled with souls of transformation. Sit upon the tents and listen to the night, and hear the rain and the hustle and the bustle. But inside, your mind can be quiet. It's the perfect place for reflection. The hermit. What else do we have here? Death. Now, when you get a reading of the cards, you'll often be told that death is nothing to be feared. It just represents change. But I'm afraid here it is slightly different. Death represents a choice. A choice between the old and the new, between the imagined and the real. It is a change with finality. You can't go back on this decision when you make it. It makes reflection even more important. The hermit, followed by death. And we come to your last card. The High Priestess. Spirituality. Intuition. Sacred knowledge. A guardian of the unseen. I'm not sure what its purpose here is. With your overall journey, we know that many things here are unseen. But why does it follow the change? Perhaps unforeseen consequences of the decision that you make. But are these consequences positive or negative? Are they good or bad? It's very difficult to tell. But I suppose the best way to predict the future is to make it. Start with these uncertainties and forge them into certainty. Perhaps this is only you who understands and knows what the repercussions of your actions will be. It is an interesting journey. The Hanged Man. The moon. The magician. The fool. Judgment. The hermit. Death. And finally, the High Priestess. The readings are almost always the same. Almost always. 1 in a million, perhaps they're different. I can't recall. Very hard to remember here, but I know they're very rare. But the reading is always the same, so I always remember the cards. But one card is different here. One card is different. Swap it out with another. Yes, that is for you to find out, I believe. One. I will permit one. One question, yes or no? Yes or no? Oh, because the coin loses its magic after the first question asked of every person. That's the only reason there's a limit. So ask me what you want to ask. No need to speak it out loud. Again, best that some people don't know your questions, even if they do know the answer. Yes. The answer is yes. I think you should head back out into the circus now. Come back to me when you've made a decision. That's for you to find out. Yes. Come back to me when you've made a decision. And I'll help you on the next step of your journey. O young mariner, you from the haven, under the sea cliff, you that are watching the grey magician with eyes of wonder. I am Merlin, and I am dying. I am Merlin, who follow the gleam So you've decided to stay. Well, why else would you be here? And if you are to stay, then we're going to have to find you a coin. Or perhaps a card. More usually a coin. Because all of the circus folk have an emblem in which to manifest themselves. It would be most irregular for you not to have one also. Well, let's find out, shall we? Let us consult the golden deck. No, it doesn't predict the future, it predicts... Well, it's hard to tell what it predicts, but it almost reads the mind. It's almost... tells others' futures as much as it tells your own. And then we shall see what manifests itself. Cards. It's usually 6. Why do we have 8? What is so special? Well, let's look. The first card should be Skull. The Death's Head Moth. Considered an ill omen by some. I think it's rather beautiful. It represents metamorphosis. From one state to another, emerging at the other end something fearless and more beautiful than ever. But of course, you already knew that. You already knew that you have to go through a change to be able to stay here. It's a card of strength, and it's always the first card. The skull. But what else do we have here? The Vizier. A whisperer behind the scenes. Is that how you see yourself? A grey eminence? Someone to steer the ringmaster subtly in the direction which they want. That would be a most dangerous place to be. For many covered that role. Perhaps it would be best to reject this. Although we should leave it here for now. The Vizier. What have we next? The Star. A ship following the star. To strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. This could be a good choice. Perhaps to see yourself as a navigator. Navigate us through the nebulous clouds of nothingness. Who cares for the course when the purpose is to become lost? Then again, it is a rather difficult task to lose something on purpose. First up, what else do we have? The comet. The point of focus. The traveller. The follower of the gleam. Follow the gleam. A magician's assistant. Something else? I wonder. The comet. What else have we here? The jester. Perhaps the real right hand of the ringmaster. The jester, the only one brave enough to speak truth to a king. The only one cunning enough to disguise it. And the only one wise enough to get away with it. Or perhaps simply just a fool. An aimless fool. You would make the role your own. Jester. What have we next? The donjon. Or, from French to English, the dungeon. Some would say the prison is beyond this realm and into the world of reality from which you came. You say you will not leave, and yet look what presents itself to us. Is this a return back to the prison from whence you came? Or is this perhaps just an echo of self-doubt? And we have 2 more cards. 2 extraordinary cards. I wonder what they hold. Let's find out. The Knight. Sent here to keep our realm safe. A knight long ago, from a different time, long gone, perhaps never even existed, once said that the judge of one's worth is not by how much one can take or how far one can travel, but by what one protects. Perhaps you are a protector of our realm. Let's see. Urale. The third Gorgon. Are you to be an immortal companion to our good Medusa? been a long time since you spoke to somebody from behind the veil. Let us recollect. The skull. The vizier. The star. The comet. The jester. The Don Juan. The knight. And Yerde. And let us see what this has manifested for you. No cards. Just coins. Two, three, four, five, six. Oh. And seven. Which ones do we have? The lovers. There used to be tokens of affection that would be sent to each party. And they would break apart, went away from each other and come back together. Interesting coin. You would only receive half a coin if you received this. The other would disappear. What does it say here? It says, when on this piece you cast your eye, think of your love that is not nigh. It depicts a heart broken in two. The lovers. What else have we here? Feast and famine. Two-sided coin. I wonder what this could mean. It's interesting because I can see here on the skull there appears to be a death's head moth. And on the other side, the green man. Famine and feast. And what have we here? sun and the moon, truth and deception. I wonder. No sun or moon came in your reading, so perhaps this one is best avoided. We also have life and death. Death is wearing a suit of armor, almost like a knight, embellished with a flower. And life has flowing locks and flowers. Could be worse things than to decide the fates. What else do we have here? Plain sailing with a siren. Calm seas, or being lured to catastrophe. Well, you did see the star. Perhaps this is the coin of a navigator. Medusa's coin. One-sided. No one can look on the other side. And finally, yes. No. Are you here to take the place of the fortune teller? You're here to uproot me. Perhaps I've been here too long, and I need a different role. I need a different coin. There are worse things than people to tell others' fortunes, even if you can't tell your own. Yes. No. Shall we recap? The lover's coin. The famine and the feast. The sun and the moon. Life and death. Sailing and siren. The Medusa coin. Yes and no. Which shall you pick? Well, you must choose one, and only one.